Welcome back to the session on employee communication strategies and tools. I am Dr. Pitavas Pradhan, Professor, Department of Mass Communication, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. In this session, we will discuss the strategies, how to develop effective employee relation strategies or employee communication strategies. What are the steps the employee communication managers can follow in developing effective employee communication strategies? What are the tools available to them to use for communicating with their employees? So these are the topics we will discuss under this, in this session. Strategic role of employee communication, a very important subject I want to start with, an observation that over the last 30 years, employee communication has emerged as a very important strategic function of a corporate management. Strategic function. What I mean is that it is related to the overall organizational strategy. It contributes to the overall organizational strategy. And strategic role of employee communication is based on communications support for organizational objectives. Because effective communication with employees helps to achieve organizational objectives. Second is enhance productivity, employee engagement and retention. Effective employee communication helps improve organizational productivity, enhancing employee engagement and employee retention. Because effective communication creates a satisfied workforce, a motivated workforce, and a satisfied workforce is likely to be better performers and better drivers of the organization's productivity, thus leading to or contributing to organizational success. In such a case, they will also enjoy working with the company without leaving it. So that will help in employee retention. And employee engagement also, they will never feel alienated with the organization, and rather they will feel part of the organization and will continue to engage themselves productively, for the betterment of the organization. Building a strong corporate culture, because employee communication contributes to a unique corporate culture that is unique for organization's growth. Because a unique corporate culture creates in the employees a feeling of ownership, a feeling of belongingness, a feeling of participation. When the employees feel a part of the organization, they will do anything to protect their organization. They will take the organization's message to the outside world. They will convey the company's goodwill to the outside world, helping in protecting and promoting its image outside. Employee communication facilitates change management. When the organization intends to introduce any change, effective employee communication facilitates such change, removing any kind of resistance, removing any kind of misunderstanding among the employees, and minimizing resistance. So, employee communication is conducive to organizational change, that is inevitable for organizational development and growth. Without effective employee communication, the organization may not be able to take the employees along. That may create obstacles to its change management strategies. Creates a shared understanding of the organization's goals and objectives. Because when the employees feel their own goal is the goal of the organization, that is, their own goal is linked to the goal of the organization, they are likely to be best performers. Alignment of the individual employees' goals with the goals and objectives of the organization will create in them a sense of participation, a sense of involvement with the organization, a sense of ownership. Lastly, it aligns employee ambitions with the corporate vision, because employees will see their growth is linked to the growth of the organization. If the organization grows, they will grow. This kind of feeling is created. This kind of impression is created through communication, employee communication. And these changes, all these strategic functions contribute to make employee communication as a strategic function that has a strategic role at the role and contributes to overall organizational strategy. Next, developing an effective employee strategy. So the steps involved are, the first step is define the communication objectives of employee communication. Define the communication objectives which the management wants to achieve by communicating with the employees. And after that, identify the resources available, the money, human resource and time the organization's management is committed to provide for communication with the employees, for communicating with the employees. Third is identify organization's image credibility. If the organization is having a very good image credibility among its own employees, then communicating with the employees would be the easiest possible, possible function, easiest possible, way. But when the employees are antagonistic, they have a very negative attitude towards the management, then communication is likely to face many obstacles. There you have to think of innovative strategies to manage your communication with its employees. Possibly you may need to involve third parties, who are trusted by the employees, because the employees are not ready to talk to you. In that case, you may think of engaging third parties who are trusted by the employees. And on the basis of this, select suitable communication channel. On the basis of the resources available, the company's image credibility among the employees, select a suitable channel of communication through which the management can reach the employees. The management can convey the message to the employees. For example, if the company has created a new insurance plan for its employees, a new accident insurance plan for its employees, then the management should find out an appropriate channel through which the new insurance plan may be communicated to its employees. It has to choose from among the lot of channels available to employee communication. After selecting an appropriate channel for communicating with employees, the next important step is develop and structure the messages appropriately, because the messages you want to communicate, if it is a positive communication, then it is, already you have the message about the health insurance plan that you may communicate. But when innovative communication strategy, communication messages are required, you must develop messages keeping the interest of the employees in mind. What interests the employees? At least find one need of the employees and tailor the message to the need that can connect with the employees. Your message can connect with the employees. Use multimedia strategies, often because monomedia strategies are boring. So use multimedia strategies. Focus on multimedia strategies to enhance engagement and maximize impact of the communications. enhance understanding of your understanding of the communication, yeah, comprehension. Once you develop the messages, then structure the messages appropriately. Sometimes, different kind of structures are used. For example, there are direct message structures and indirect message structures. If you are trying to convey information about your organization's achievements to the employees, and you also have some wrong impressions about the management of the organization, then you have to make a choice between what you have to communicate, whether you will communicate only achievements of the organization or the misinformation, yeah, misunderstanding about the management, that is strength of the organization as well as weaknesses of the organization. You have to decide. Of course, the nature of your employees will decide what kind of communication strategy will be suitable. If your employees are well educated, capable of making rational decisions, it is better to leave a final decision. It is better to actually trust the employees regarding your communication. When you think there is no possibility of any counter campaigns to your company communications, you may just communicate the positive story of the company, ignoring the misunderstanding about its management. Another very important, part of a strategic developing employee communication strategies, establishing and maintaining suitable feedback system, because the management must keep channels of communication open to understand how the employees are responding, how the employees are receiving the communication, how the employees are accepting its messages. Then the management can take corrective action, rectify its strategies. So, establishing and monitoring feedback strategies, feedback is a very important part of any employee communication strategy. Evolution of employee communication, a very important aspect. Employee communication tools have been evolving. The earliest one was the management chain of command, that is flow of information through the structure of the organization from top to bottom and bottom to top. But gradually that became inadequate to fulfill the information needs of the employees. Another medium, oldest channel of communication was trade union. The employees used to trust trade unions 30-40 years back. But with the rise of a multiplicity of trade unions in every organization, the employees got divided. So the trust among the employees decreased like anything. So employee unions, trade unions, lost their importance as a tool of communication, as a medium of communication with the rank and file employees. Joint consultative committees, that is the committees of management and employees working in corporate bodies. These are often used as collaborative communication committees. They discuss important organizational issues and try to find out solutions. So open discussion in those forums also helps in strengthening understanding and establishing trust and initiating collaborative performance. Because of the shortcomings of these, actually the House Journal emerged as a powerful tool of communication. It appeared in various forms like the newsletter, company magazine, company video magazine, company newspaper, all these things. But with the advent of digital technologies, a new era of communication started. A paradigm shift occurred in communication environment. So the tools available to employee communication. With the emergence of information society, a wide range of media emerged. Okay, falling under the category of written, verbal, audiovisual, and digital media. Employee communication tools and methods available today include employee newspapers and newsletters. I have been discussing it for long. Corporate annual reports and bulletin boards, team briefings, meetings, and suggestion boxes. These are among the popular employee communication meetings, that is employee management, communication forums. Bulletin boards for quick notices and visual reminders to the employees. Internal television that I have discussed in an earlier class, that is meant to update the employees about the day-to-day happenings within the corporate premises, updating about the events happening within the organization, updating about the important personalities visiting the organization, and updating any kind of cultural programs that is organized within corporate premises. So that is meant to update the employees and their family members about the events and happenings within the corporate premises. Grapevine, as I have informed, it is an informal communication tool. Often Grapevine, rumor जिसको कहते हैं, this rumor actually helps in rapid flow of information than the formal channels, officially created channels. So sometimes managements use this grapevine, that is also known as informal channel of communication, for rapid spread of management point of view of certain kind of information. Environment, health and safety campaigns are emerging as very important tools of communication with employees, because organizations are focusing on using campaigns to create health awareness, environmental awareness and safety awareness among the corporate employees. Corporate bodies are using posters as a popular tool to create awareness among the employees on important issues. The organization thinks, okay, the employees needs to be sensitized. You can see some actually slogans. Accidents brings tears, safety brings cheers. Make safety dear, work without fear. Job of any kind, plan with safety in mind. These are some important slogans. Organizations, I came across an organization using these slogans to convey its employees certain messages and certain issues. That is creating safety awareness, creating environmental awareness, and creating other kind of quality awareness among its employees. Digital media tools for employee engagement includes corporate websites and blogs, podcasts, social media, WhatsApp, video conferencing, instant messaging apps, internal mobile apps, and intranets and employee portals. Corporate websites have emerged at the interface of the organization with the outside world. These are also used for internal communication. That is, an organization uses corporate websites for internal communication, for its employee communication. So in fact, it is a window of the organization to its employees. So every important information is provided, updated on the corporate website. So it is the fastest, the cheapest way of reaching out to corporate employees. Blogs, corporate bodies are managing blogs to update, communicate on certain issues the organization considers important. Podcasts, that is discussions, periodic, episodic discussions on certain issues that the organization consider important, that the organization considers the employees need to be sensitized. Now audio and video podcasts are widely used. So the organization can consider, the organization can think of using it. Okay, these are very powerful tools available. Social media, I have been telling, they are used for creating social, social networking among the employees. Promoting teamwork among the employees, promoting team spirit among the employees. They can share information among themselves, and they can contribute to their understanding of important issues the organization is facing, important challenges the organization is facing. They can also deliberate on those issues to find solutions and build consensus. WhatsApp is helping them to create teams, to form teams of their own and promote issues of interest and share information. Video conferencing is used. A number of video conferencing tools are used by corporate bodies as part of their employee communication strategies to update their employees on issues of importance. Instant messaging apps, internal mobile apps, they are increasingly using many apps to update their employees about many important issues the organization considers important, and to create in the employees a sense of involvement, a sense of participation, a sense of belongingness with the company, and creating a sense of ownership among them. Internets and employee portals are also playing very important, very popular role in creating team spirit and feelings of togetherness among the employees. Other popular methods of employee communication are town halls and open houses. Open houses are days where the company opens its house to the public, especially to the community people and to employees and their family members. The participants are allowed to discuss, to openly discuss, to have open discussions with their managements and to clarify the doubts, if any. Facility tours are organized to facilitate visits of the employees and their family members to certain locations. Informal gatherings are organized to provide a forum of unhindered communication, unhindered exchange of information among the management and the employees, to update the employee family members about the happenings in the corporate body, in the organization. So that is meant to help the employees maintain work-life balance. Excursions are also organized as a way of integrating the employee families to the organization's family culture. So essentials of building a communicative organization could be the essential principles of building a communicative organization that is vibrant and maintains open and credible communication with its employees is to integrate digital and traditional channels for impact. Use both traditional and digital channels according to the situation whenever they are needed to maximize the impact of employee communication. Promote openness, dialogue, and mutual respect among the management and employees, because openness is the basis of a trust. Openness is the basis of trust. And secrecy is the basis of secrecy is the reason of suspicion. Encourage dialogue, that is, the organization should promote a storytelling culture, It should try to learn creative stories from its participants, from its members, that will promote creative thinking and team spirit among the employees. That will promote mutual respect among the employees and the management. So it is very important, very essential for an organization to promote openness, dialogue, and mutual respect. And it is possible only through open, interactive, and trust-based communication. That incorporates the views of employees Using the channels of communication as employee as a management mouthpiece only. That is, using the tools of communication for taking the management's point of view to the employees only, turns the channels as a mouthpiece of the management. When a channel is used as a mouthpiece of the management, the trust on it continuously decreases. It loses its trust as a medium of two-way communication. So, use your employee newsletter, use your website, corporate website, use your blogs as tools of two-way communication. Encourage employee involvement in decisions. Very important point is, if employees are engaged in decision making, they will feel a part of the decision making process and they will take every possible step that the decisions are properly implemented. So will they take interest in successful implementation of the decisions. If the organization top management takes all possible decisions and just communicates these decisions to the employees to follow, then it is likely to create a sense of indifference among the corporate employees. They may not be very much interested in seeing that the decisions are implemented in letter and regularly audit internal communication for improvement. You know, the organization's management may develop employee communication systems, may maintain employee communication systems, but it needs to understand how those employee communication systems are working, how effective those employee communication systems are in achieving the objectives of employee communication, how effective those communication channels are in contributing to overall organizational goal, how effective those communications are in creating a sense of involvement among the corporate employees, and how, to what extent they create understanding among the employees about the corporate mission and vision statements. So, empower your employees to act as a brand ambassadors, because you know, as I have mentioned in the very beginning of the session, your employees could be the goodwill ambassadors of your company, your goodwill ambassadors. They will take the company's goodwill message to the outside world. If they are treated appropriately by the company's management, if they are considered as the most valuable of all resources of the company, if the company successfully creates in them the feeling that they are the most important of all resources on which the organization excels. So creating that feeling through its communications is very important for an organization, because if the organization fails to create that kind of a feeling that the employees are the most important of all resources an organization has, then the employees may be indifferent to the organization. They may be ambassadors of indifference. Thank you.